Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to make a video going over some of my fashion because some people have commented on a few of my videos asking for some of my fashion for some of my frames. So I figured I'd just go over all of the ones I have, which I should be able to get to all of them in this video, but if not, I'll make a second one. Most likely will all be in this one video though. This one might be a little longer though because I do have a lot of frames. So starting off with Kome, all I did really was just add the spinneret ephemera to it from the, I believe it's the Inaros event. And then for colors, these are the exact same on the ephemera side. I have light and shadows, this black color, but if you don't have this, you can use, if you have the Valentine's palette, this color right here because it looks exactly the same, even though it shows as a red. And then white, anytime I have white, it's going to be from the Potentia, and it's this one right here, directly in the middle. And then this yellow color, it's what I use for gold when I want to make metals. Also from the Potentia, this is the white that I use, but it's 4 down from the white, and I use this for a really nice gold. And then the emissive color, which also I use for energy and anything like that, it's from light and shadows, and it's all the way on this bottom left here. And then the only other look I have for Kome is this one here, which I haven't used this one yet, but I have it made just, I don't know. I was messing around with different color schemes. I was trying to make Kome match the wings because this is the default coloring for the wings, which these are the, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but they're from the Inaros event, and they're just the default coloring. And then I don't have any other attachments on this character, or on this build. But this red color, if you do want to copy this one, it's from the Valentine's, third from the top here. And then the black is the same from the light and shadow color palette. And then tertiary, this is blue from the classic color palette, just right here in the middle. And that's it for Kome. So next up, I wanted to go over Dth, because on my Dth build video, somebody was asking about the fashion in the comments. So I figured I'd show off my Dth. So here's Dth. I have the, I'm not going to try to pronounce that either, but it's this helmet for Dth because I like it more than just the hole in the face helmet. Default skin, I have the Excalibur Umbra Agile animation set, but if you don't have this, I was going to use the either Noble or just Dth Agile. And then for attachments, we have no chest, no arms. The only arm we have is Dth armor, which comes default on Dth, so you don't have to worry about going to get that from anywhere. We have the wings from Inaros, which you should still be able to get them at the time of uploading this video. I'm not sure when it ends. And then we have the Ember Heirloom Signa, which you should also be able to still get. I don't think Ember Heirloom has rotated out yet. And then for the colors, I have primary on the Valentine's down here, or if you have light and shadow, you can also just use this black. And then the red is on the Valentine's here. But if you don't have this, you could also use one of these reds from the Halloween, or if you have light and shadows, you could also use this, but it'll be a little bit darker, but not really too crazy. And then if you have the classic color palette, any red will do. And then I have the second look for Dth, which I don't use this one too much. I just kind of threw this together on a whim, and I don't know if I like it or not, because I like mint as a color, but I'm not sure if I like this. But I'll show it anyways. So default, or the same Dth helmet as before. The Noble animation set. For attachments, we have the Low Guardian chest plate from the Jade Shadows DLC, I believe you get it from. And then I have the Asperius ephemera from when Jade was released during her event. And the Curios Signa, which I want to say you're still able to get, but if not, I remember I got it from the Jade Shadows event when Jade came out. And then for Sayandana, I have the Rapala Sayandana, and I just made it match my main frame. Which, for my main frame, this primary gray color is from the classic palette, second from the bottom. And then for the mint color, it's the Light and Shadows color palette, all the way down here on the right. And it makes this nice mint color on pretty much everything that Dth has. And the only difference in color, which I want to mention, is for my cape. The second color, I made it, you can see here down at the bottom, I made it a darker gray, so it looks more worn from dragging. I think this looks better than it matching perfectly with everything else. And then for the tertiary, I made it a little lighter, which is this one up here to match better with the actual frame color. But that's my 2 builds for Dth. Now, moving on from Dth, another one that somebody commented on, which I told them I would add it in this video, is Prodia. So Prodia, other than, I think Prodia is my first frame that got me into, like, fashion framing. So for Prodia, I have the Caladrius helmet and skin. We have the Mirage Oniero, I think is how you pronounce it, noble animation set, so that she gets this nice little pose. For attachments, all we have is the Protovire Apex Ephemera, which, if you don't know about the Protovire stuff, you upgrade it as you get, I believe it's Mastery or Focus. I think it's Focus with your school, and I'm on, I believe this is tier 3. I think there's might be one more over this. And then we have the Curios Signa. Now for the colors are the exact same either way, but for the black, you can either use Valentine or Light and Shadow, and this purple color is from the Easter color palette. It's the 4th row, 4th from the bottom, or 5th column, 4th from the bottom. 4th and 4th, sorry. Numbers are hard sometimes, but it's this purple here. If you don't have this, you could also probably use some of these purples on the Eminence, which you can get from Bar-Katir. If you don't have that, the Hollow's Eve, I believe, is still in the shop right now for 1 credit. And you could use these purples here if you wanted to. And then if you don't have that one, you can use any other purple, really. But I like the purple on the Easter color palette. That's the word I was looking for. And then for white, it's the same thing from the Potentia. No Syandana, no sigils or anything like that. And that's all I have for Prodia. Now, moving on from Prodia, I want to talk about Gaus, because Gaus, or Gaus, however you want to pronounce it. So this one is just default Gaus, but I have the Rapala cape on him, just made to match. This one is, it's a pretty boring one, I'll be honest, but it's just all black, but the energy color is white. No attachments or anything, just all black with a white energy color. Now this one is, I was randomly hitting just random one day to see what would come up with the new color palette I got, which was Eminence, because I bought it from Bar-Katir. And it came to this, and I was like, huh. Because this immediately reminded me of Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. So I have the normal Gaus things, no animation, because I'm saving up Platinum to get the Ash Noble set, because I think it looks really good with this, plus with the Frieza fashion. No Syandana or anything, because I don't personally like Syandanas on Gaus. And then for the only attachments we have is the Eidolon Ephemera, which you don't have to have this. I just put it on here because I like it. When I run, it leaves a nice black glow? I thought it was a purple glow. Oh no, yeah, that's right. It's a black glow. It doesn't do anything. And then the Ember Heirloom Signa, which, let me lower this down a little bit so you can see it. You can see it's just gold, and then you can see the black is for the flames. That's why it doesn't do anything for the Eidolon Ephemera. And that is my build for Gaus, or my fashion for Gaus. These colors, though, this blue color is from Potentia all the way here on the right side. And then the second color is from Eminence. It is right here. The third, I believe, is also... Oh, no, it's from the Halloween pack all the way down here at the bottom. This color is from Eminence just below that other one, I believe. And then for emissives, we have this one here on Eminence. I think this one is entirely on Eminence for the most part, except for the one, this color, which is on Potentia, but otherwise it's this whole Eminence palette. And then for the attachments, I just have all gold, which is this one here, which I showed earlier for Kome, which I use this one here for anything I want to make gold, basically. I will throw there, and that's just for all of these. And then the energy color is black, so that the Signa has no flame on it, which will turn off any ephemeras you try to, ephemeras you try to do will all just be black, so keep that in mind if you do this one. But I really like this as a look for Frieza. And then moving on from Gaus, I want to do Calaban, because he's another one that's pretty simple. So Calaban, I went with a Minecraft snow golem design. It's just white, and then this color is for everything else, which is the same one that I use for my gold normally, but it works really well for this one. And then they have the pumpkin head from Nabarus, which I think this is a limited time, or maybe it's permanent, I'm not sure. And then I have the Spinneret ephemera, which you can kind of see on the arms, and I made it white to look like snow. Or cobwebs, even. And then the Nabarus helmet, obviously, or the, Dullahan mask. And that's my only fashion for Calaban right now, because I haven't really messed with fashion for him too much. And then now I want to go to Inaros. So Inaros is my first frame that I'm, like, really heavily invested into. And, so for fashion frame, we have the Ramses skin, the Noble animation set, and for attachments, we have the Crania ephemera, which I believe I got from Teshin for Steel Path currency, and then the Curios Signa, which is just, these are just all red, and this red is this one up here on the Valentine's palette. And then we have the Sayandana is the Rapala, all red again. We have the one from the top of Valentine's. Any black that you have for the secondary and tertiary. And then the accents, I made it this darkest red at the very top left of the Valentine's color palette. And then I also have this version, which was what I originally used, which uses this red here on the Valentine's palette, and then this white on the Potentia palette. And then, I don't know if you can really tell, but the emissives are blue, which is from the Spectaca palette, and it's this blue here. And then the right one is on the Potentia palette, this blue here. It's the, third column, seventh row? And then everything else is just red. No sigils, no other attachments other than the cape. And then my last look for Inaros is the Easter Bunny. It is just white. Everything is white. It's this Potentia, and here's the white. Everything here is white. The only attachment I have is the Asterius gear, which I got for Platinum during Easter. Because they have the ones that come around for credits, which I like better, but they went away, and this is permanent. So, just these ears, and it's the Easter Bunny. And I don't have it because it goes away, but around Easter time, there's an ephemera for 1 credit, I believe it is. And it makes it to where while you're running, it leaves little eggs behind your feet. So I only use this one around Easter, or did use this one around Easter. But I think it's really nice. Moving on from Inaros, we'll go over to Mirage. Because Mirage, I only have one fashion here, and it is the Goth Girl fashion. Primary and secondary are black. You can either use Light and Shadow, or Valentine's down here if you have it. And then for the tertiary, to make this like skin tone color, it's on the Valentine's palette, and it's this like peach color down here, which I think is rose gold if you use it on like weapons and stuff. But it's this one here, and in certain lightings, like I mostly use this in the relay, just to get affinity blessings and stuff like that. And then for the color here, blue, it's on the Potentia right here. I use this for all of my lights because I like the blue with the black. I think it looks really nice. And then we have the Onerio Noble animation, so it goes with the skin. And then the only attachments we have is the Crania ephemera, which you can get from Teshin. And then the energy I have for it is the same as on the main frame. But that's all I have on Mirage, because I haven't really messed with her too much, but I just have this fashion set because I liked it a lot. And keeping with the Goth Girl fashion, we'll move over to Urelli, where I have the E-Girl fashion. So for Urelli, the only thing I have on here is the Noble set and the Asterius headgear, which is the same as that I had on Inaros from Easter, and the Crania ephemera from Teshin. And for the colors, primary, this is all Valentine's color palette, I believe. We have this pink here on the Valentine's palette. And then for secondary, it's just below that on the palette, on the Valentine's. Tertiary, Potentia, it's this white instead of this one. I'm not sure why, I don't think it really makes a difference. For the accents, it's the same pink from Initial on the Valentine's. And that's the same for all of these down here. And then for your attachments, it's that same pink, which I'll show it one more time. Right here, it's the far right column, and it's the 6th down. And then the primary is just white for the ears, so they don't change colors. That's all I have for Urelli. Now, moving from Urelli, I want to talk about Mesa. So Mesa is the first frame I did when I got the first ever black color from the Valentine's palette. So this one is all black, and then the other one is all white, which is the same one from the Potentia. For animation, we have the Noble. Attachments, we have the full Dex Rakoska set, which I don't think you can get these anymore. They were from the anniversary event, so they might come back next year. And then we have the Crania Ephemera, which is from Teshin, and same thing here, half black, half white. And then for Syandana, we have the Stealth Flare Syandana, which you don't have to have this if you don't want it, but I liked it at the time. I don't really use Mesa anymore, but same thing here, half black, half white. And then no sigils or anything, and no, what's it called? Signa. No Signa or anything. And then that's it for Mesa. I don't have any other fashion for Mesa. Next, I want to go over Jade, because she's a pretty simple one. Jade, I went with the Angel theme, because that's what I feel like she plays into a lot, and her abilities also. Like, you have the, Ophanim eyes and things like that. So I played into the Angel. I have the Aura helmet, which I got from the Jade event when she came out for, I believe it's the Vestigial modes. And then Jade Noble set, because she opens up all of the attachments, like her faceplate and the dress thing, all open to be like wings to go on along with these ones. And then for the attachments, all we have is the Eros wings, which are from the Valentine's Day event. And then we have the Curios Signa, which I got from the Jade event as well. And then there's no sigils or anything on this one. Primary is this white on the Potentia. Secondary is the black from the Light and Shadows one. If you don't have it, you can use this red down here on the Valentines. And then the yellow is this one over here, which I normally use this down here, but I like this one more because it's a more lighter gold, which I feel fits better with the Angel theme. And then the emissive is Light and Shadows all the way down here on the bottom left, and same for the energy. And then for the attachments, it's just white, and then the same gold from before on the Potentia color palette. And then that's all I have for Jade, because I have the one fashion for her, but she's pretty fun. And then moving on from Jade, we'll talk about Dante, because he's another one that's super, super simple. So for Dante, I customized him when he first came out, because I got him day one, and I haven't really gone back to him. So the Noble Animation set, and then for attachments, all we have is the Eros Wings Ephemera, which I made black to go for like a either Dark Angel or like a Reaper vibe. And then Syandana, nothing. And then for the colors, same thing as before with Mesa, the half black, half white, which the white is the same on the Potentia. But that's all I have for Dante. He's really simple, because I just went for like a Reaper theme when he came out, but I haven't really messed with him. Now these next three, we'll go to Ash next, because my final two are the ones that I like the most. So for Ash, I went with, I'll show you this one since it's already here, but this is Batman, basically. And it's the Ash Tsukiyomi skin with the Agile animation set. And then for attachments, we have, the cloak you use doesn't matter, but I like Glow Cloak personally. And then the Nabarus Ephemera, which is from Nabarus, and it makes these bats come out of you. And then for Syandana, we have the Rapala, which I'll turn it around. It's just all black. And then for the colors, I used this black on the Light and Shadows color palette. And this yellow here is from the Spectaca color palette, and it's right here in the middle at the very top. And that's the same for all of these, and then same for your attachments, just all black for here. And then your Syandana, all black, except for the emissives and stuff, because that's up here. It's the same yellow as before, which is the middle of the Spectaca. And then I have another Batman as well, which is Batman Beyond Batman, from, I believe this is the animated one, which all the same, no attachments, except for the Nabarus Ephemera, and no Rapala cape, but it's all black, and then the same black, and then this red is this top one here on the Valentine's color palette. But that's it for this one, and then my first Ash fashion, which is closer to Mesa, where we have the normal, the Ash Agile set, and then for attachments, we have the Namor chest, shoulders, and legs, which was from a Nightwave. I believe it was Nightwave Volume 5. And then we have the Fog of War Ephemera and the Ember Heirloom Signa. This was another one that I went super hard on when I first got it. And then we have the Stealth Flare Syandana back here as well. This one's pretty similar to Mesa, just with different attachments. Otherwise, it's the exact same. Top two are just black. You can either use Light and Shadows or Valentine's, or if you have the Smoke color palette, because I forgot that was a color palette. And then Potentia, we just have this white here. And that's exactly the same for the attachments as well. The only difference is these are white, which I used to do them in black because they would change to look like this. And I liked it more because I don't know, I feel like the black spikes look really cool with all of the other black going on. But you couldn't see them at all in like missions and stuff because they're black. So it looked really weird on like the loading screens and things. They looked almost blue. So I just went with white because I think it looks a lot better with this overall. And then that's it for Ash. Now moving on from Ash, we'll go over to Excalibur. So Excalibur, I'm not going to start off with this first one here because that's the one I want to end on. We just have default Umbra, which I went with normal, the Noble set because I like it for him. Attachments, we have the Conquera Ephemera, which is from, I believe, the October breast cancer awareness stuff comes around. And I like it. I think it looks really good. And then for the Syandana, we have none and no Signa either. For the Sigil, I have one on the front and not on the back, just on the front. But it's the Eternal Stasis Sigil. And I just left it default settings. And then the color I used is this color here on Potentia. And then for the other colors, any black will do. You can leave them default black if you want. And then the tertiary is that same one on the Potentia, 4 down from the white we like to use. And then that's all the same exact shade for all of those. Same for the attachments. The only difference is the emissives, which I don't actually know where those are, so I don't know why they're blue, but they are blue. And then another one I have is this Excalibur Umbra. I don't really use this one, but I went for more of a regal vibe rather than regular Umbra being like this dark brooding. I wanted to flip the colors. And so we have white, this red here on the Valentine's palette, and then none for accents because if I color it, it's this like the gold color, which I really like, the prime gold color. For attachments, we have the Arbiters of Hexus set for the arms and legs, which give you these little flares. And then we have the Crania Ephemera, which you don't have to use this one, I just have it. Realistically, I would probably do something like this one now, because when I made this fashion, I didn't have this Ephemera, which I'll actually throw that on now, because I like that a little more. And then we don't have any, for the Syandana, nothing. If I was to put one on here, I would probably do the Rapala Cape, just because I think it looks nice. But I personally don't think he needs one, because he has this really long scarf, and I think it looks nice. And then if you want to add a Signa, which I probably won't for the time being, I would throw on something like this or the Kyrios, but flip the colors on the Kyrios so that they are more gold rather than being the red. And then this set, which I have no color customizations at all on this one, this is just default. It's the Excalibur Proto Armor for the whole set. I like this one a lot because if you don't know, it's from Digital Extreme's earlier game, Dark Sector. And it's a nod to that, so I just left it completely default. And I threw on the AX-52 because it's an older style weapon. The Lex Prime, because until 1999 comes out and we get the Vesper, this is the closest we have. And then the Glaive, which I'm working on getting. I just have the Daybreak on now, but the Proto Glaive, this is the Glaive from Dark Sector. So this loadout is really just an homage to Dark Sector, because I heard about it and I thought it was really cool. And then I have the default colors for Exalted Blade as well. But this one is what I use mostly. It's just a homage to Dark Sector because I think it's really cool. And then my final frame that I'm going to cover in this... Oh no, not final. I forgot. I have a couple that don't have loadouts. Catrine. This one's really simple. There's nothing other than the Rapala Cape on here. I don't even have an Ephemera on. It's just a Rapala Cape made pink. And then this pink color is from the Valentine's right here. It's the same one we used for your Elli. And then any black of your choice, any white of your choice. I just use the one on the Potentia still. And then this pink is the exact same all the way around. Same for the Syandana, same thing, same pink. That's all I have for Catrine. Let me see, I believe I have Styanax, who I wanted to talk about. Yeah, Styanax. So I have 2 looks for Styanax. I have this one, which is his default look. I put the Stalker sigil on here because you can't really tell, but it's glowing. And then the helmet and stuff's normal, noble animation set. The only attachments I have are the Syandana. I have the Cryptera, which I don't know how you get this one normally, but I got this from, I believe, Twitch drops a long time ago, or maybe you can get it from the market for some credits. And then for the red, it's the same one that I use all the time. Any black of your choosing. And that's the setup here, black, red, red, red. And then I have this one, which I was kind of tinkering with to go as like a more gladiator theme for Styanax, which same thing as before. The only attachments we have the Dex Rakara chest piece, which you can see there. We have the Namor shoulders, which give them here, and they're nice and gold. We have the Asperius Ephemera and the Curios Signa. For the colors, white, this gold here is on the Potentia, and it's right here. It's 6th from the bottom. And then this one at the very bottom for the energy color is just above that. It is 7th from the bottom, I believe. Might be 6th. And then this black color on the Light and Shadows color palette. And then for the main frame, it's the exact same colors as before. But that's all I have for Styanax. I just kind of tinkering with it. Nothing like set in stone on Styanax yet. And then the only other frame I believe I have is Wukong and Sarin. So for Sarin, nothing too crazy. I just made her all black, and then I made accents, this lime green on the Jade, the Light and Shadows palette. And then the emissives are the exact same. For attachments, we have the Verve leg plates, which I didn't even know those were on there, but we have them. The Asperius Ephemera from the Jade coming out event, and then the Ember Heirloom Signa, which you can kind of see up there. And then for, I believe that's it. No Syandana or anything. And the colors are the exact same, just black and that green from the Jade Shadows. And then for Wukong was my first ever frame that was not Volt at the very beginning. So I've never gone back to touch him up. But we have the Piercing Eye, full set, Wukong Noble Animation. For attachments, we have nothing. And for Syandana, we have the Mithra Syandana because it matches, I feel like it matches really well with these head tassels he has. And then for colors, we have Potentia, this white here, which you can also use this one if you want to. For the blue, it is this one here, 2nd column, 5th down. And then for this yellow, it is all the way on the right. And this one I made initially because it looked like a prime, even though I didn't have a prime at the time. So this one was my earliest frame. And then other than that, I think that's everybody except for Harrow. So let me dip into Harrow, because Harrow is the one that I'm currently putting my most effort into fashion-wise. I have 2 looks. I have this one, and I have this one. I'll start with this one first, because this one's more simple. For primary, we have this white on Potentia, black as the secondary and tertiary, which are just any black you want to. This gold here on Potentia, it's 3rd column, 5th from the bottom. And that just is all the way down. And then for attachments and stuff for him, we have the Dex chest guard and the Dex knee guards, which you can kind of see down here, which the colors are the exact same gold. We have the Asperius Ephemera and the Curios Signa. And this one I did kind of like as a Crusader, which I normally pair this, it's not here right now, let me swap over to it. I pair it with this Argo and Vel. That way when you're holding it, you can see on his arm he's got the shield. And I think it looks really nice with this fashion as a Crusader theme. And then the Anku I have here is for the other fashion. And the other fashion is not finished yet, but it is themed around Mathiel from, that's why the name here. It's themed around Mathiel from Diablo. So we have the Crucis helmet with the Harrow Prime body Harrow Noble animation. We have the Dex Rikara chest guard, the Namor shoulders, the Dex legs as well, and the Fog of War ephemera, which I need to get the, I believe it's from Caldero on the Zeramin, and it gives you like spikes on your shoulders here and is like attached to your arms, and it looks really cool. And then for the helmet, I need to get the Grax one, because then we'll have the hood with this body, and I think it'll look really, really cool. For Syandana, we have the Rapala Syandana. And then for... I went over the attachments already. No Signa or anything, no sigils. So for the colors, the top three are the exact same black from the Light and Shadows palette. This one here is the top right gray on Light and Shadows. And then these ones are the top left gray, Light and Shadows. And the energy is black. And then for the attachments, it's the exact same, except the emissive is white, because it gives you all these white, nice white little dots around your body. And then for the Syandana, we have this black here, 2 to the right from the normal black to make it more gray. For secondary, this goes at the very bottom of the cape. I have the very bottom left of the Valentine's color palette to make it look almost bloody at the bottom. Well, I say almost, to look bloody at the bottom. And then we have accents, the same second from the top gray. Emissives is white, and then black. And that is it for my Harrow. And actually, that's it for all of my fashion frames. That's everybody that I have in the game. The only fashion things I do extra as like flavor is I have the red grimoire for this one, and I have the Anku just straight black. But other than that, that's all my fashion. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit longer than what I normally do, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you guys have any fashion you want to submit in like send it to me on Twitter. I'm LimerickGG on Twitter, and maybe I can do a video just reacting to some of your guys' fashion even, because that's all of mine. And I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been a longer one, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and I will see you in the next video.